And good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Orange Blossom Opry's Social. It's the Orange Blossom Social. Good morning. I am your humble correspondent, Bobby Randall, and the whole gang is here. Our producer, Apostle Paul, Captain Kurt is here, Fast Eddie's here. I saw Karen floating around here somewhere. Yeah. I don't know what she was doing. She back there? Well, oh, hi, Karen. Yeah, good morning. Karen's here with us, y'all. What's she doing up there? Oh, you doing the stuff? Nothing. Just sitting up there? Did you stay here last night? Sleep here last night? Really? Oh, man. All right. Well, I've done it myself. We can't say it's not bad. Some folks say there's ghosts in this building. I was never worried about ghosts. You know what I was worried about, Eddie? Cameras.
Cameras.
Yeah. That's all I'm going to say about that.
Yeah.
It's the end of that story. It's a quick story. But that's all I've got to say about that. Good morning, Eddie. How are you?
Good morning. Doing good.
All right. I guess before we get started, because we just get crazy and silly, I wish you all would keep our piano player in your prayers. I just heard this morning. I've not talked to him. I tried to call him, but he's busy. Phone's busy. That I heard Chris, our piano player's mother, passed away yesterday or today or something. So anyway, I hope you would keep him in your prayers. And as he goes through that. That's tough. Moving along into something more pleasant, I read a thing on Facebook, and you know if it's on Facebook, it's true, right? I mean, there's no questioning.
Always,
if it's
absolutely.
on Facebook, it's true. Said over 50% of the population today has no idea what an outdoor John is. So, do you know what an outdoor John is, Eddie?
Oh, yeah.
Do you have one?
I did one time.
I mean, actually really haven't, or
Yeah.
I mean, we've all used them, I suppose.
Yeah, my grandparents had one.
Yeah, they were
Worked
not.
on farms.
Yeah, they're a rural thing. That was there's a song. It's called "Don't Let 'Em Tear That Little Brown Building Down." Don't let 'em tear that little brown building down. That was a big record in reference to exactly that. And being a man that knows a little bit about that, you know, you had to move them every once in a while.
Yeah.
And you know that the funny thing to do was to go tip them over as a kid.
Yeah.
We didn't have computers. We didn't have all that stuff, so we had to find other forms of entertainment. Right now, at my age, that really sounds kind of ridiculous. But when you're in the 5th grade growing up in the country and you got nothing to do, and say, hey, let's run down the street and tip old man O'Keefe's,
M80s.
yeah, upside down. Let's just go tip it over. So you go tip it over. It doesn't make any sense now, but I guess then it did.
We had a milk house too. Did you have milk delivered?
We did.
Our
Our milkman's name was Clay Morey. Can you tell me your milkman's name?
No.
No, they say I look like him. I don't know what that's all about. I don't know what that means either. But anyway, no, we had the. Yeah, he brought the milk. They brought it to the house in the bottles, and set it on the porch. And you better get it, you know, because it was cold. They had milkman, postman, all that stuff. They don't have any of that anymore.
Yeah.
They don't even have payphones anymore, I don't reckon. I got a special guest today, everybody. I'm really excited about our special guest today. All you folks out there in Facebook land, call all your buddies and grab the old ladies and pat. What is that? What was that show? What was that song? Neil Diamond song?
Grab your old ladies.
It's a Neil Diamond song.
Yeah.
Anyway, the Traveling Salvation Show.
Yes.
Anyway, because our special guest today is Chris, our chef. And I get lots of questions about him. People want to know, hey, man, what's going on with you? Because we talk about him all the time. So I thought we'd bring him out here this second half of the show, and we'll talk to him and find out what kind of shenanigans go on backstage.
I think he's cooking us those little gourmet sausage balls.
Yeah, he should be making biscuits and gravy or something, but I can tell you what he's making us.
He's going to throw something at
Jack, nothing. Yeah. I said, hey, did you make us breakfast? Well, no. Not going. He thinks we're, he had the nerve to call me a diva. Can you believe that?
Wow.
What a terrible thing to say.
Tuesday morning
What
diva.
A terrible thing to say about somebody. All right, well, we had a wonderful weekend last weekend. Didn't we? I can't remember who was here. That's how wonderful it was.
George.
Oh, yeah, George Trillinger. Yeah, wasn't it? Boy, I love George. And his show, his rehearsals, a funny thing about him, because he gets here early and we have to rehearse, because he's got quite an intricate show. A lot of changes, different characters, different people playing songs and this and that. And it's the same thing every time. We get here at 2:30, we rehearse, we go over all this stuff, and it's all put together, and then you just throw it all to the wind because none of it matters. We don't do anything like rehearsal. He just comes out here and you just follow George. Just do whatever George does, and he was awesome. He was on fire, and man, he was really, really good, and it was a great time to see him as well. So this Friday night coming up now, we have a Carole King tribute show. Saturday that is sold out. That's what that is. So if you're wanting to come and see Carole King, if you show up and put your ear up against the wall on the outside, you might be able to listen through the wall. I don't think she plays that loud, so we're going to probably do an acoustic set. We might be into an acoustic set for a couple weeks because Carole King is this week. The Van Morrison thing, I don't know how rockin' they'll be. And then there's a Simon and Garfunkel tribute show on the 15th of June. I talked to those guys yesterday by accident because usually I only call 2 weeks out, and my papers got shuffled around in my book here, and I called them and said, "Oh, you're coming next week?" "No." "What?" But got it straightened out. Two guys, Simon and Garfunkel, and the guy said the funniest thing to me. He said, "Well, we need 4 hours for sound check." I said, 4 hours for sound check? There's just two of them, two guys and two seats and two voices. I said, that's 6 things you got to check. Your voice with the microphone, your guitar, and your booty, how it fits on the stool. How does that take 4 hours? But if it takes 4 hours, that it shall be. And are you a Simon & Garfunkel fan?
Yeah, I kind of like their stuff. I like the storyteller stuff, and they're really right there.
They smoked a lot of pot,
Along with
didn't they?
Carole King, huh? Oh, they probably did, yeah.
Yeah, you'd have to smoke a lot of
was
pot.
that era,
I
yeah.
mean, that's the only thing I could come up with Art Garfunkel's
Yeah,
hair.
that's how you got the stories.
Well, yeah, no, I don't know where they got their stories. I always tell you this. Those guys wrote those songs when they were kids. I mean, 20's a kid. I got shoes 20 years old. All right, what's your favorite album today there, Fast Eddie?
This is well, of course, these guys didn't make any albums. They did CDs, but this was the show with Aaron Tippin and Colin Ray that came in, and it's both of their 45s that are signed.
Oh, really?
And, yeah, it was a great double bill. Anybody who was here got to see 2 legendary performers in the same night. It was awesome.
If the cards would have been just a little different, I would have been Aaron Tippin's producer, and he'll tell you that. We worked together for a long time. I knew Aaron way before he ever got his record deal and moved to town. And one day I went out in the parking lot, and there's Aaron, which he probably still does, changing the starter on his car in the parking lot, which he probably still does. He's kind of a manly kind of guy, not really taken much by his stardom. He kind of just does. Who was the other one? Colin Ray?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know much about him. I know that they were here. I know tons of stuff about Aaron, and what a swell guy he is. He sent us. He was just here. He and who else was them? Sammy Kershaw was here, wasn't he?
No, not here. Yeah.
Who was
they
with
tour
Aaron?
outside of here. It was the Aaron Tippin and Colin Ray were together here.
Yeah,
But
wasn't
when they
it?
go outside there, they do a trio thing with Sammy Kershaw.
Yeah, they put, I can't remember who put that together, but they call it the Roots and Boots Tour. And what it is they take 3 guys and 1 band, and they kind of take each players from each one of their bands out, and so they have 1 band. But you can go to a show, you can come and see 3 guys that you normally wouldn't be able to see for the price of, it's a little bit cheaper price tag. I think it's called Roots and Boots. That's the name of the tour. Anyway, yep, Aaron's a good guy, and also, let's see what else we have coming this summer. What's kind of cool is on the 27th, y'all, of July, because we're fixing to close here. That we only got how many more weeks? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more weeks. Eddie, we're on vacation.
Yeah.
What are you doing for vacation?
I'm working here, getting the stage, working
Yeah.
with Sam. Yeah.
Yeah, they're going to really do an overhaul in here again, y'all. Last year, it was awesome. I know last year they were scrambling because I watched, they used to put update pictures on Facebook, and I was out on my motorcycle. I can truthfully tell you I had absolutely nothing to do with anything except looked at the pictures on Facebook and go, man, those guys are working their butt off. But I did nothing. But they were getting real close to the wire. I think this year they're going to be a little closer. Not quite the major overhaul that they were
A lot of surprises probably when we open the stage.
Yeah. Come back and go, what the hell happened to that?
Yeah, you remember Roger's other occupation? There may be some.
Yeah, you never
things
know.
under that stage.
Never know with that guy. That's pretty odd. Let's see. Oh, anyway, what I was going to tell you, when we come back, y'all, in July, on the 27th, a local guy's going to be here, Jay Allen, and he's going to be here Friday night. He's probably going to be here more Friday night than what he thought now, because originally he was going to be here just for a couple songs, but I may have to get a hold of that rascal and see if he'll stick around and help us sing a few more songs. But he does like 90s country, and he's really good. And he'll be our first show back on the 27th, and we'll be all excited about that. I see Dana sitting over there. How are you, Dana?
We should interview Dana. He's been here
Dana,
how gazillion shows.
How many shows have you been? You have to speak up a little, because our guy Mike that usually runs around with the microphones in Las Vegas. It's his anniversary out there. But how many shows have you made? 165 shows?
In 1 year.
Last year he did 165 shows. Here comes Roger, the boss, with the microphone, so we can chat with you for a second. Yeah, I know you always sit in that. Do you always sit in that same seat, Dana? Because you're always over right there in that area.
Yeah, this is my seat.
Right close, so I can hear you.
This is my seat.
Yeah. And so you made how many shows last year?
165 last year, and be 95 end of June.
165 shows. Hell, how many shows do we do a year? We do that many shows, Roger? I need a raise. I didn't know I worked that hard. Damn, I need a raise. Holy cow. Well, we appreciate you, Dana. He's a staple here at the Orange Blossom Opera. You come here, Dana's always over there. And where are you from, Dana?
Originally from Buffalo, New York.
Yeah, my neck of the woods. Yeah, he's from.
Yeah, Dana, do not claim that,
Yeah.
Dana. Just don't do it. Don't go there. You seem like a nice fella, and you do not want to get any of that on you, because he's a whack job.
Whack.
He's got this weird thing that he. Do you collect these yet, Eddie? Dunkin's?
No, don't drink coffee. That's
Well, if
one
you
thing.
start-
I don't go near coffee.
If you started collecting Dunkin' iced coffee things like
Nah,
this, I got lots of them. You'd have a whole.
If it was
collection.
signed, he probably would.
No, but I did. The guy that I just dealt with told me he's got me some.
Oh God, what
some
now?
bottles. Motley Crue did some kind of bottles that were supposed to be part of my trade deal. They did. It was called something Brew.
Yeah.
He's got 4 bottles of that coming to me. So that
Bobby,
would
I'm
be
gonna
cool.
get you a
4
Sharpie.
bottles
if you
of
sign
it?
it, he'll save it.
What is
Yeah.
it? Apostle?
If you sign that bottle, Eddie will save it.
No.
Eddie will keep
I don't
it.
even like coffee. I don't like the smell of it. Don't like anything to do with coffee.
You don't like coffee?
Nope.
Hey, let's take a thing out there on Facebook, Apostle, or Kurt, whoever's running it up there. I don't know, but and see the best way to drink coffee, because everybody's got different things. How do you drink your coffee? You don't drink coffee?
Nope.
You've never had coffee?
Nope.
Are you Mormon?
No.
No. You could be. Yeah, you could be. Mormons don't drink coffee. I never got that.
I don't like the taste of it. Yeah.
Is it? And why have you never drank it? Just don't like it, or?
Just don't like the taste that I think it tastes like it will smell.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What about Jack Daniels?
That I like.
Now that I like. Now see, that makes sense. There you go. Yeah. When I was a little boy, there was this place in my hometown called the Chat and Chew, and it was a rat hole, but everybody went there, and it stayed open 24 hours a day. And I'd go in there, and that lady, what the hell was her name? Mary? No, Opal. Opal was her name. If you folks are listening up in Michigan, everybody, Opal was the famous waitress that worked there for 100 years. She'd tell my dad, my mom, "Don't you give that boy coffee. It'll stunt his growth." Good thing they did. I'm 6'5".
Yeah, it
If
worked.
they wouldn't give me coffee, my ass would be 7 foot tall. That's funny. Where are you from?
Ohio,
Yeah, whereabouts?
Dayton.
Put up there a little bit. Yeah?
Yeah.
The
Put your
best
mic
state
close again.
ever.
Dayton, Ohio.
That's
you
where
go.
he's from.
Go
the
Bucks.
best state
We got
ever.
Pennsylvania and Ohio represented, and the
Yeah.
Karen's from Ohio too,
Yeah. You know what I know about Dayton, Ohio?
and New York.
No, here's my story about Dayton, Ohio. There's a little town outside called Springboro.
Springboro.
Is that it?
Springfield.
Springfield. Yeah, and in that little town, there's a place called Julie's Country Showcase. You ever hear that?
No.
Good. Well, I got the worst ass whipping in my whole life at Julie's Country Showcase. About 2 weeks before we went on Star Search, we were on this TV show called Star Search, and we were playing this club, And that's all we did. We'd play 6 nights a week, and we'd get in our little tour bus and drive to some other part of the country and play 6 nights a week. We'd get one hotel room, and we'd plug the bus in into the hotel room, and that's where you showered and stayed in there, and everybody else slept in the bus. And there was this guy, his name was Tom McIntosh. I hope you rot in hell. Tom McIntosh was the bar owner, but his mom was the owner. Her name was Julie, and she was a sweetheart of a lady. And I knew Tom was already messing around with cocaine, which was a big thing back then in the bars. I've never done cocaine in my life, never done any of that. So anyway, I knew that was going on. And then when I went to Julie, the same situation kind of happened here with Eddie and Roger. But when I went to Julie, who owned the bar, to say, hey, we'd like a raise because we're packing this place out, she said, well, Tom, that was her son, said last time you guys were here, if I didn't give you a raise, you were going to quit and walk out the door. I said, that's not true. So her own son had taken money from her. So I knew he was not a nice guy. Make a long story short, we're starting to get famous. Tom comes up and wants to manage us. And I said, are you kidding me? And so he shorted us money and wanted to fight for it. He said, I'll fight you for it. I always like to fight, good old fist fight, Except Tom had the alley loaded up. He had 4 guys about the size of Dana. And all that stuff you see on TV, whap, and this guy's going. That ain't true when 4 guys the size of Roger Byers gets old. You're going to the hospital. That's exactly where I went. So if you ever watch Star Search, the last finals and semifinals, my ribs are all taped up. And from that's my memory of Dayton, Ohio. So other than that. And now, Karen, you guys do? Does Ohio? They have a football team? I don't really know.
Yes, they do.
Go Bucks, right?
Go Bucks? No, I'm not. I can't be a. I'm a Michigan guy, man. We gotta go right. What's your school? Hey, Eddie, wake up, damn it.
Yeah. Well, I
Hey, Roger, cut his pay. He's
I
not
had the.
sleeping
He's
on
bidding
it.
on
got a
something.
text. I just got a text from Kay saying she can come home by noon, so that's good.
Oh.
She's been in hospital all week.
And she okay now?
Yeah. They're just getting her meds ready to have me go bring her home.
You're right.
Hallelujah.
Well, that'd be great because I know if I had to go to your house, I'd need meds too. If I had to live with you.
Yeah.
So is that part of the deal?
What?
Well, just living with you, she has to take meds.
Yeah.
We work
Yeah,
with you.
that's part of it.
We work with you, and most of us are taking meds because we have to work with you. Hey, man, Country Music Month. That's what I'm calling it. August is Country Music Month here at the Orange Blossom Opry. Doug Stone on August 3rd, kicking off the show on August 3rd. And I'd be better off in a pine box. And what was his?
I was too busy being in love. He had a bunch of them, man. Matter of fact,
Apostle, do you have any Emitrol?
he had tons
What's
of
that stuff
hits.
for upset
More
stomach?
love. He had tons of hits.
Pepto-Bismol?
I Thought It Was You. He had,
Yeah.
You
Doug-
got this, Bobby.
Huh? I can't see.
You can tell in a second.
Oh.
Right, Eddie?
Hey, you done muted me.
Oh,
See?
yeah, you muted
Will
him.
that help?
Oh, yeah, that's what we need.
No.
No, one of his best songs is that song Different Light. I See You in a Different Light.
In a different light, yeah.
You all ought to know, you all ought to look up Dickie Lee. Dickie Lee was an artist that had 9,999,000, which was kind of a pop record. But you should see all the big country records that Dickie Lee wrote. That was one of them. Now, Dickie Lee, what am I? Dickie Lee, if he's still alive, has got to be 90, 91 years old. Siri, how old is Dickie Lee? Because Dickie Lee, she's calling Dickie Lee. Don't do that. Damn.
Well, that could get interesting real quick.
Yeah, I don't know about
That's only about 9:30 in Nashville too. Well, Dickie Lee's birthday is the same day as mine, September 21st, and I believe Dickie Lee is 20 years older than me. He may only be 10, but I'm thinking.
he's probably in.
I think
He's probably
he's
in
87.
triple digits then.
Okay, he's 87. Well, we have the same birthday, September 21st. I knew he's getting close to 90. So Dickie Lee wrote that song, but he also wrote "I See You in a Different Light" for Doug Stone. He wrote that big ballad for Tracy Byrd that was
Keeper of the Stars.
Keepers of the Stars. He wrote. He also wrote a big song. This is how long he's been writing songs. Now back up to Dave and Sugar. The song "Yeah, the Door Is Always Open." He wrote that, and back up even farther. He wrote George Jones's, not He Stopped Loving Her Today, but he wrote She Thinks I Still Care,
Wow.
which is like probably one of the biggest country classics ever. So, Dickie Lee was quite the songwriter. Writing major songs. I played a bunch of shows with him. I can't remember when, but anyway. But Doug Stone will be here anyway on the 3rd of August. On the 10th, my buddy, my pal Wade Hayes will be here. We're always excited to have him. Guitar playing fool. Started out his career in Nashville, Tennessee, playing guitar for Eddie. Going
Well,
once.
I'm gonna say Waylon Jennings.
No. Waylon played his own guitar. Didn't you know that? Don't you remember that electric guitar?
Yeah.
Yeah. He had steel players, but not much.
Wasn't Hag. Hag played his own guitar.
No, Hag
Charlie
had a-
Pride?
No, keep going, Eddie. You're like not in the ballpark.
Not even the same ballpark.
Swing back around to the urban cowboy days.
Cowboy days.
Yeah, he played for Johnny Lee.
Johnny Lee.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yep. No, he didn't play for Haggard. I was such a Haggard fan. So you could tell me all these guys in rock music and everything. I could tell you every guitar player that played for Merle Haggard. Roy Nichols was his guitar player in the beginning in the Strangers band, but Roy didn't play on those early records. And then Red Vogart was his guitar player, and then there was this kid, I forgot his name. Somebody on Facebook will sit there and tell me he had this kid that played for him for a while that was crazy like our guy. Anyway, off in the weeds we go. Wade Hayes is here. He'll be here on August 10th. And then on the 16th, Cody will be here. If you're an Elvis fan, come and check out Cody because he is awesome. He's the real deal when it comes to Elvis guys. Impersonators, or I hate to call him an impersonator, but I guess is that what he is, Eddie?
Yeah,
He impersonates Elvis?
pretty much. Yeah.
I
But
can-
he does it very well.
Eddie, do your impersonation of Elvis now.
Well, well.
No, right, like Elvis right now.
I muted him again.
Mute me.
Went over his head. It'd be cross your arms, Eddie.
Yeah.
That's it. All right, John Barry.
Wise
John Barry.
men say-
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? I was never an Elvis fan, and I got a couple buddies that played for him, sang in his band, and Elvis gave away these TCB things that was a lightning bolt of gold that said TCB. Right now they're worth a fortune, like $10,000 or something. And I know two guys that have them that sang in his band, played in his band, and I should have gone to see him. I wish I would have now, but at the time that wasn't my kind of thing. And Cody maybe helped turn that corner for me because I sat here and watched that kid one night and went, holy cow, man. Not only all the moves and the clothes and all that stuff, I wasn't so much into that, but the songs. Elvis had some amazing songs. You know who started out singing bass for Elvis, don't you, Eddie?
No.
Okay, man, Eddie, you don't know anything about country music.
No,
I
no.
gotta help. I gotta
I
bring you
wasn't
up.
an Elvis fan either. I watched him in the movies. He was a movie star to me, but everything was the Beatles.
Yeah, well, I was a Beatle guy too, but don't you know that they tried to get Elvis to do just a minute, I'll think of it. Hair tonic. You guys don't wear hair tonic anymore. I wear more hair products than most of you women in here, but dang it. Oh, Vitalis. So they said Vitalis offered Elvis a bunch of money to do a commercial for Vitalis, and he wouldn't do it. But he was a Vitalis guy. Remember that? Y'all ever use Vitalis?
Yeah.
My dad used. I think I did it as a kid.
I did this morning.
I did this morning. They still make it?
No, I don't know. It's the same kind of stuff, though.
Yeah, when you think
they
about
just
that-
change the name and charge more.
Yeah, you think about that stuff back, they putting their hair back in the 20s and stuff, and they like mustard that stuff, laid it back. My daddy did. My dad had that stuff plowed in his hair. All right, well, Elvis, and Cody does the same thing. I don't know. I'm going to ask him if he puts Vitalis in his hair because he gets it. Cody, when you see Cody, you'd hardly recognize him if you sitting there talking to him and then see him in his get-up. He just metamorphosized, a big word, apostle.
Transforms. That's what
For certain people, it is.
Metamorphosizes from one to another. Yeah, for some people. And then John Barry will be here on the 17th. And then I don't know what's going on in September because
we got Daryl Worley in there somewhere, too.
Oh yeah, where's Worley? Do you know where he is? He must be.
don't.
He must be on the 24th because I don't have that page written down in there. So, yeah, and Daryl's awesome. Yeah, he's a great guy, and he's just a great guy and a great singer as well. All right, well, let's move along. Any questions, Apostle? Let me
We
know.
got the tickets that are going on sale for our the fall.
What's going on in the fall? Oh, for the
The,
Rock Fest? Rock
yeah,
Fest?
our Oktoberfest. They're going to go on sale. Now I got to look it up. June 6th.
June
Good thing
6th.
Roger's here to keep us in line.
We don't have a question, but I can just answer this one. Nancy, it's because Bobby is confused.
Bobby's confused about
Yeah.
what?
Yeah.
She's like, it says Wade Hayes is here on the 24th, but Bobby said the 10th.
All right.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
I wrote this stuff down in my book, and then I think a few things changed around. But when is Wade Hayes here, the 10th or the 24th? Didn't you tell me Wade Hayes had to move, I think? That's what it was. Hey, Wade Hayes will be here in August. How
Yeah.
about that?
But the Oktoberfest are going on sale
In June.
June 6th, which is right around the corner. And we got all kinds of people coming for that.
Yeah, and our band's got to learn all this classic rock stuff because I can't go out there and play twin fiddles with Ray Price when he's got a
No.
damn Bob Seger show playing. We have to kind of fall in line there. But we're falling in line pretty good, though. We're getting, my boys are coming around.
Hey, I got to tell you this. And
Bring it on.
I shared this. I run sound at church in the villages, at the big church in the villages, and a couple came up to me and said they had just got off one of the biggest cruise ships that there are, and they have entertainment all over this cruise ship, everywhere.
Yeah.
And he said no band was anywhere near as good as the Orange Blossom Opry Band.
Really?
Yes, they said that they had. He says they were talking about the Friday Night Lives and all the work that you guys put into this stuff, and they said that there wasn't a band on that whole ship, no matter big stars or anybody that could touch what you guys are doing. So that was a huge compliment.
Yeah. I wonder
Yeah.
what airlines it was. I mean, what cruise line
I don't know, it
was.
was a big one.
Well,
it
they
might have
need
been
to-
that great big one that they just launched.
Yeah, those things are huge, right?
Yeah, this one is.
You can get on a cruise ship with, you and I could get on a cruise ship together and never see each other. We could come back and say, hey, where were you last week? I was on a cruise. Me too. Where were be on the
Something
same one?
of
Never,
the seas, it's called.
never see one. Yeah. Well, I
got some
brag.
clarification for you guys.
It's what?
Daryl and Wade switched spots. Daryl
Oh.
Worley was August 10th, and Wade Hayes is August 24th.
Okay. Sounds good. I'm getting some information here that I need. Yeah, there it is. Thanks, Karen. I'll find that joker. Let's see what else was. Oh yeah. Well, anyway. Well, if you won't see those. Well, do you see them again at church, Eddie? Tell them thank you.
Yeah, they were real complimentary. And it's true. The band is just so gelled, and everybody. You can tell the audience is really, really getting into it.
Yeah. Well, we
It
have
was
a lot
great.
of fun.
All the hard work's paying off. That's what I look at.
Yeah. Always fun. This Friday night we have a special guest. I told you Jay Allen was going to come sing some songs, and because Chris will be out, I'm working on finding substitute piano players as we speak. So I think I've got a handle on a guy. I don't know if he can do it or not. But anyway, we'll rock on and have a big old show on Friday night. Anyway, and I think I wish you think I would know better, but I think the next weekend is next Friday night is when Ty's coming. Because Ty Love's going to be here, y'all. I just finished up his record yesterday, and man, it's
I'm glad you mentioned
Eddie looks all giddy.
Ty Love.
Eddie. Yeah, Roger's the boss here.
I'm Ty Love.
Yeah, Eddie.
I really need to be his announcer.
You
could go places.
Yeah,
His talent and my announcing. It's
Eddie, if you keep this up, he's going to put a restraining order against your ass.
I think his family already has
Paperwork's already been
they're like,
filed.
yeah.
You ever see his dad? His dad's like about Dana's
No,
size.
you don't want to mess with his dad.
He's a big old boy like
Yeah.
Dana. Yeah, he'll thump you in the head.
Yeah.
And you won't wake up till next week. Well, I was. What do you do at church, Eddie? Do you go to?
Run sound.
Oh yeah, you don't sing there or nothing.
No, they won't let me sing.
Geez, I wonder why.
They have a booth that says, "Please do not disturb."
Yeah.
And I tell them that I'm disturbed enough.
If you decide you want to sing in church, boy, I'm going to get hammered for this. Go to the Catholic church, Eddie, because you ever go to their music? It's like two notes. I was
Yeah.
raised Catholic.
I did actually sing when I was in middle school and high school.
Well, and
I actually could sing back then, and then the voice changed. And
Oh, so you had that little kid's voice first?
yeah, I was way up there. Yeah.
Yeah, and then just one day you woke up and what happened?
I found Kiss.
Oh,
and then
jeez.
it all went downhill from
You
there.
wake up one day, it's kind of like the waistline.
Fire and flames. And I'm speaking of
Kiss. I saw there's a
rock and roll. We'll just say rock and roll in general.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I was never a Kiss fan, but I always heard that you know, they had an unbelievable show. You
Yeah,
guys all
yeah.
know that. I mean, you think they were spitting fire and blood and whatever that is, which I was not too much into that. But the truth is, what I heard about them musically, I heard, Eddie, they sucked.
Well, you know when I go back and I listen to it all, it's not like, but it didn't matter the aura and the stage production.
So you could get away
was
with it?
unbelievable. You left every one of them shows going, wow, and that was their intentions. Their intentions were the shock factor, but yeah, when you go back and listen to music compared to other bands,
Yeah.
you know,
Journey.
yeah.
Yeah, those guys were. Yeah, that was real stuff.
I
So,
agree. Yeah.
So Kiss was.
But they won't go down in history for their songwriting, but because of the production.
Okay.
Yeah, there's certain.
Well, to each their own. You know, some people love Kiss. Some people, I would like Journey. I like more of that stuff. But then,
Yeah, we got. Then that's what in the fall. That's what we're bringing. Is a lot of those things. We've got a Pink Floyd tribute coming. We've got a Bon Jovi tribute coming. We've got. Help me out, Karen.
I got to get my classic rock
Yeah.
more
yeah.
together.
Yeah, you might have to have me do some programming for you. We'll
Why-
kick you
why
up
don't
to
you-
speed.
Why don't you dress up like
Yeah.
one of those guys in Kiss and come out here? That'd be all right.
You know, I don't think I ever. Oh, I did that one time. Actually, it was Alice Cooper. Never mind.
Oh, you dressed up like Alice
Yeah,
Cooper?
yeah.
Here?
Oh, I could do that.
Did anybody beat the hell out of you?
No.
No?
I
They
was
didn't?
signing autographs for the one person backstage that was drunk.
Speaking of backstage, I got a special guest backstage. I need to get him out
Oh,
here. Where
yeah,
is he?
yeah, I
we
forgot
have
about
a.
him.
Where is Chef Chris? Come on, Chris, come on out here and hang out with us for a while. We're just babbling. Everybody, I don't think most people know what he looks like. So y'all give a round of applause. Chef Chris is here. There's a seat, and you got to get right on that. I got to turn sideways a little bit to see you. Good morning, buddy. Good
morning.
How are you, sir? You got to get right up on that, like uncomfortable.
That is
When you're uncomfortable, that's when it's about right.
That's uncomfortable.
Because yeah, I know it's uncomfortable, but yeah. Chris doesn't say much, y'all. But let's see, where are you from? Where'd you come from?
I'm from Fort Walton Beach, Florida.
So you're a real Floridian too. Oh, I didn't know that's what's wrong with you. No,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah, that's exactly what
And
I'm
then, so you were raised here, but I know we were both ex-military guy. You were Coast Guard. How long were you in the Coast Guard?
I was in the Coast Guard for 28 years.
Whoa. And what all did you do there?
I was an electronics warrant officer. I did maintenance and scheduling for all our assets.
And you spend all the time on the water? Where were you, were
I
you
spent-
stationed around here?
I spent about 15 years at sea.
Yeah? See, I always would dig that. My dad, I almost joined the Navy. That's another whole story. But anyway, you're in the Coast Guard. Would you start cooking? When did you start doing that?
Well, I always cooked. I mean, when I was in high school, I was actually training to be a chef, and then
Yeah.
my wife and I, we're still together, so it was the right idea. So
Yeah.
instead of being a chef and going that route and, fighting my way through money and everything, I just joined the Coast Guard. So
Right.
the cooking thing never really came up on the Coast Guard. I didn't really want to be a cook. I actually wanted to be aviation electronics, but I got in trouble in Elizabeth City, and they're like, maybe I'm not going to stay in the armpit of the world anymore. So I went to ET school, and I went to shipboard side. So
Yeah.
it was the right idea, but I always cooked. But in 2011, I started competition cooking.
Really? I didn't
Yeah.
know that.
So I started doing barbecue.
What does that mean?
I started doing barbecue competitions and like chili cook-offs and burgers, cook-offs, and then
Yeah.
that kind of fell into catering, and I catered events and stuff with a friend of mine out in Petaluma, California, and that's
Yeah.
kind of where that all started. And then when we moved here, we moved to Miami in 2015, I think, and then I was in the World Food Championships 3 years in a row when I got here.
No kidding.
And then I decided to retire in 2017. I was done.
Mm-hmm.
So I went back to school and I got a degree in hotel restaurant management, and so kind of venue stuff. And
Right.
I kind of fell into this job, really. I was a guardian at the village's elementary school for 4 years, walking around protecting the kids, and then the bookkeeper, Mary,
Yeah.
she's like, they're looking for a cook over there, and I met Roger and Heather, and
Downhill ever since.
downhill ever since. Yeah. So we started. You know, I remember.
Right.
You know, it wasn't an easy day. It wasn't, you know, a Thursday for you guys. It was the Oak Ridge Boys on a Saturday. That was my first
Oh,
cook.
it was the Oak Ridge. That's what I was going to ask you.
And I was, you know, if I can make this happen and they're happy and I'm happy,
Yeah.
but I'm on to something. And
Yeah.
then
I don't think we've had one complaint. As a matter of fact, I think we've heard lots of people. You know, when you when you're in a touring band like that, the Oak Ridge Boys or any of those things, you think about United States as being a big place, and it really isn't. Because you can, if you do something really bad at a fair in Omaha, you know, next day everybody knows it. And the same thing takes, although it takes good, a lot slower to travel than bad. But one of the things the Orange Blossom Opry is getting noted for is about our food and about our chef, because they say, man, that place, you know, every time now when I call people, because I prep the jobs on Monday, and I try to give the information to Chris on Monday or Tuesday about, hey, here's who's coming, how many people are going to eat. There's this or that, if they have restrictions or not restrictions. And I wonder who that is. Oh, that's who that is.
IRS.
Oh, hey, Eddie, answer my phone. And it's Kit Lang. There you go. Nice catch, Eddie. All right. You see, Eddie never played
Answer the
much.
pieces.
Yeah, he said he played ball for the blind league in the villages. Anyway, the Orange Blossom Opry is getting notoriously famous for our food, thanks to you. That's what I was trying to get across. So it's not too tough, is it? I mean, it was tough the first time with the Oak Ridge Boys.
no, it was. No, it's the cooking part's the easy part. It's the planning and everything else that goes involved with it. Like, because I do more than just cook. I take care of
Yeah.
the
You
Tin
take care of
Roof
all that
Cafe-
out there, too?
The Tin Roof Cafe. I take care of the back to make sure the stars have everything they need, and
Here's a question. Who keeps bringing that damn candy in here?
that's me.
Yeah, well, we could back off on that a little bit
Listen,
here.
I don't put the fork in your face. I just make the food.
Yeah, yeah.
Can
just
I go
me.
through your phone with all the pictures?
No, you may not want to do that, Eddie. No, that we probably better get that phone back right now. Did you tell him I call him later?
Yeah, yes.
Okay, that's a piano player, so.
Here's a question for Chris: is do you play any instruments?
No, I don't. I play the tongs and knives. That's
yeah.
it.
Hey, let me tell you something. So
And the pistol.
I didn't know Chris
Spoons,
very
yeah.
well, and he'd probably been here, I don't know, I didn't know him at all until we started, and so it's been a month or something. Well, you know, he's the real deal, the chef, and so he's got this round bag, it's about that big around, about this long, and black, wrapped up, you know, so he comes out one day, and I'm sitting across from him, he unties it and rolls it out, and I had just watched Dexter. You all know what Dexter was? If you ever seen Dexter, watch Dexter, you know, he was a serial killer. And I said, damn, Roger and Heather done hired Dexter as a cook. Because he had all these knives and cooking all this stuff. I'm looking at him and going, he's a big guy too, man. Oh, man, if this guy goes berserk, I have to shoot his ass because he's going to slice me up and dice me up. Big old boy. We do go shooting. We need to go shooting again
Yeah, man,
sometime.
that's
Chris
always
got me
fun.
squared away at shooting away. Well, we love you here at the Orange Blossom Opry. And all the folks, so they want to know, everybody wants to go on backstage. Nothing goes on backstage. What goes on? We want to go back. There's nothing going on. There's a big old table back there, like 5 of these put together, that we all sit around and whine and,
Yep.
and complain. And you know, like a bunch of women were back there. Oh, that's going to bite me in the butt, Roger. But they're back there just, you know, and that's the guys in the band. That's what we do. So everybody goes, hey, we want to know what goes on backstage. Nothing. You know, nobody takes drugs anymore. Occasionally, Eddie has to be restrained and taken out if the star's a big star. You know,
Yeah.
because if we get a big star like the Oak Ridge Boys, usually Eddie we have to have Chris throw Eddie out or restrain him.
Yeah,
for something
sometimes.
because he's
Just lock him in the bathroom.
yeah, he's asking for autographs and all this stuff. And pretty much on our menu, anything goes. We're not just talking about, you know, just meat and potatoes. I mean, this guy makes all kinds of stuff for us, crazy stuff, shrimp. Whatever that shrimp in the pasta stuff is my favorite so far. That's good. And
Mushrooms.
yeah, what's your favorite, Eddie?
Mushrooms.
Mushrooms. Eddie likes to grab
Yeah.
mushrooms.
That's left over from the 70s, though, isn't it, Eddie? The
No,
mushrooms.
we haven't gotten those mushrooms out.
I was going to say, those are different from what you're
That's
talking
after
about.
the break.
Yeah.
So, Chris, there's a
Roger.
couple more
What's Roger's
questions on here
favorite?
for you.
Pork steak.
Pork
steak, Roger?
Yeah.
Right,
Pork steaks. Pork
Yeah.
steaks are our big one. Yeah.
Yeah, the
How
pork
about
steaks.
Karen? What's your favorite?
Yeah, what's your favorite, Karen?
The shrimp
Yeah,
pasta.
shrimp pasta.
Yeah, shrimp pasta. Me too. That's my favorite. Apostle, come on.
Candied bacon.
Oh,
the
yeah.
candy
Hey,
bacon.
listen here, man. He makes some kind of bacon that is from hell.
Yeah.
Because that stuff, you
Yeah,
can't.
it's cracked.
Oh man, it's like whatever the most addicting thing in your life is that you fight. Like if you fight an addiction with cigarettes or alcohol or whatever, with in Eddie's case, memorabilia.
I don't know. That soup that he makes is right there with it, boy. That's just addicting.
Oh, the lentil, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, but that
the kale
bacon, that
soup.
bacon. Yeah, you can't tell us that what's going on with that bacon, but it's the bomb, man. You just want to take the whole plate and eat it,
Yeah.
and then after you do, you think, what did I do
You
that
regret
for?
it.
The chicken salad that he makes
Oh,
for
yeah.
Tin
The
Roof
chicken
Cafe.
salad,
Oh, yeah, that's-
for the public.
Yeah, give
He
that a
always
plug.
sells that out. That's fantastic.
Yeah, we went through several iterations of that before, and we landed on what it is now.
Oh, it's awesome.
Kay
Yeah,
was in the hospital and they gave her chicken salad. And she says, "This isn't Chris's chicken salad."
Not your regular. Yeah, I've actually tried to get out there when he's making those sandwiches and just steal the stuff itself. It's awesome.
Yeah, he locks himself in the back room so nobody can touch it under lock and key when he makes that.
Well, here's what I have to say. That's the coolest thing for Chris is it's we share space with Chris and the band. And sharing space with the band, if for those of you, it's kind of like a bad fraternity party. It's loud, people talk and laugh and yell and screaming and all good because we have right now the best configuration of fellas in a band that I could ever ask for. All those guys are funny and loud and just, excited to be here. And hopefully, we've had that situation not work well for us before. It's like we've had some screaming matches with the person that was the cook before because it's just, it's like going into a frat party back there, and then now you're trying to concentrate on cooking and do what you have to do. And it's pretty good that he's a good-natured fella on top of
That's
all
why
that.
he bought those long throw knives.
Yeah. Shut up. Yeah. Well, when he barks, and back there, if he has to, people kind of go, "Ooh, okay, all right." They know about that Dexter kid he's got. That's what I call it, the Dexter kid. Anyway, Chris, thanks for being our guest, and thanks for coming out and showing your face. All the folks wanted to see you. We talk about you all the time, and let's see. What did you have you had a favorite show that's been here? Chris ain't really. Boy, I've been here too long. Chris isn't really a country music guy. Because you always ask more for the classic rock.
I do
stuff.
have a funny story though about
All right,
country
come on,
music.
bring it.
So Sunday, we went to Gatorland.
Gatorland.
Yep. So it's over in Orlando, and because my kids love it there, so we got to see the capybara. So that was a great day.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm walking around, and all I can hear, and I can hear in the background, and I'm like singing the songs that I'm hearing, and Ashley's like, "You've been listening to those boys on the band too long, because they're every one of the songs you sang," and I'm like,
Oh no, really? Are they
and I
playing
was-
country music?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I was like,
He
Can't
wanted
get-
to jump
I
in
said
the
if
water.
Roger was here right now, because
Yeah.
he's always getting me about listening to country music,
Yeah, yeah.
he's like, he would be in your face right now. He's
Yeah.
like, yes, he would. He would totally be like, gotcha.
He was
Yeah.
ready to feed himself to the
Oh,
gators.
it was terrible. I was like, how do I know
Can't
all
get
these
away
songs?
from it. Yeah.
But yeah, it was fun though. I mean,
Well, here's a.
I've learned a
Important
lot.
question, Chris.
The Jive Aces has probably been one of my favorite
Oh,
people.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
They
they're-
were
yeah,
fun.
they're
They were
awesome.
really
What's
fun.
that other guy, Ricky Silva? He's pretty cool too.
Oh, yeah.
He's got some different stuff coming. He's coming with the
Buzzcats.
Buzzcats.
The
Christmas
Buzzcats
show?
are cool too. Yeah.
Christmas show, yeah, right, Roger? Yeah,
Yeah.
he's coming with
Yeah.
the Christmas. Here's a thing I can put out for any of you folks that might know. Chris has two lovely daughters, and don't mess with them because I was at the shooting range with one of them. Man, you don't want to get. You don't have to worry about the old man here. She'll fire you up, man. You taught your good daughters how to shoot because it's like brutal. So
I do want to say that at break, he always comes out, and Eddie, he has his eye, I think, on your job because he's always up there messing with your
Yeah,
light board.
yeah.
It's the buttons. You know, I was
loves the
electronics.
buttons.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
electronics, worked on radios and radars my whole life, and
Yeah.
you're just buttons. If I see buttons, I'm just going to push them.
Yeah,
So I want
yeah.
to know what they do.
Yeah.
well, when
Did you see my post of the big fogger I want to get?
Oh,
Yeah.
what? Wait, what?
It's about the size of that backdrop.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, it's about the size of your backdrop.
Awesome.
Roger didn't even reply to it. He didn't even, must have not even looked at it.
Some of these acts
It was-
come in and they say, no fog. And when I got here, I didn't want it. You know,
We
I told
shut
them,
Roger up.
Is this the one we just bought?
No, this was the size of, this thing was the size of a,
It literally is about the size of the
yeah, it was
backdrop,
a
Roger.
giant fan that they used in farms, but it had to be 12,
It's
15
to
feet
it's to
wide.
shoot poison
Yeah.
out.
So
That's what he
soon-
wants.
soon the lighting production will overtake the stage. I'll come back from break and there'll be a little spot like
Now,
this.
you
And
know,
they stand in
you're
the middle of
lucky,
it all
actually, I don't have a
covered
lot
up
of
with
time to do that because of the renovation. So, yeah.
Praise Jesus. We're glad
Yeah.
for that.
So, Chris, I saw something Sunday. I took the family over to Crystal River and my wife over to see the sunset. But on the way back, I actually almost wrecked. I had to turn around. I saw a sign that said Radio Shack.
I saw that. Your post with the batteries and stuff.
Oh, there's
Oh my
still a
gosh.
Radio Shack around?
That's
In Inverness, there is a Radio Shack. They were
Is there
closed, so I
really?
couldn't go in to see what they have. But
Wow, we must have all did things on Sunday.
We're going to
because-
have to make a
Yeah.
motorcycle trip to Radio Shack. I
I
can see
just
that.
can't wait.
Where's Mike at?
Yeah, I can probably pass on that. I went to the butterfly place on Sunday and saw the butterflies up at Florida. I don't even know where I was.
Gainesville?
Gainesville, yeah.
Yeah.
You been there?
No, I've driven past it. I've always.
It's cool. They
One
got
of those
big
things I wanna
elephants
see.
in there and stuff. You know, skeletons of the mammoth, and it's a pretty interesting place. Drove my wife up there. First, our maiden trip in a new car, and I put it on Facebook. She wasn't impressed. That thing will fly, man. I mean, it'll fly. She's unimpressed. And I said, but honey, it goes 0 to 60 in like 4-point-something seconds. And she goes, it goes car sick in 0 to 0.2 seconds. So she wasn't too excited about that. All right, I'll let you go, buddy. Thank
right.
you. Everybody, Chef Chris, everyone. Yeah, that a boy. Good guy. Good fella. And hey, we're going shooting again, too. He's the guy that fixed you up with that.
So I saw Dave and Charlene last night. They went tubing yesterday. They both look like tomatoes, especially her.
Well, just correct me. I'm not from Florida, but when you're going tubing in Florida, are there not gators? Like they told me that in every body of water,
There
in
are gators.
Florida.
They don't mess with you unless you mess with them.
Oh, no. I'm not.
Well, what do you think? Dangling your leg over the
Yeah,
side
yeah.
of a tube?
That's
Splashing
not.
Is that not? Is that
No.
not saying?
Maybe it's in fresh water or something. Is there? Is
They
that
what,
it is?
Karen? Oh, but so they don't. All right. Well, I'm
It's
not
colder.
sure.
Oh, no.
I've seen them. I floated over them. We kayaked all around them and stuff. They're
I'm
fun.
not going
Me
tubing.
neither.
I couldn't go tubing in Florida. I
go
don't get.
tutor at the water park.
I don't get in the sun much anymore. I kind of quit doing that when I was 40 years old. So, you know.
Yeah, Dave
when I-
looks red, and like I said, Charlene, her face, and oh wow, yeah,
Yeah. Well, yeah. I would,
tomatoes.
But they've been enjoying Florida though, because they put posts out. Everybody goes around all these different places. They went kayaking, and there's a lot of cool things to do around here, around Central Florida, and pretty things to see. But I'm out on. I've gone kayaking, but I'm out on tubing. I just don't. I mean, isn't that some kind of
You
test
can
of
tube
hey,
for like
when you get your
7,
leg
8
dangled?
hours. Drink all the water you want, and not have to pee one time when you get off the tube.
Wow.
Well, you pee in the water out there. I told you, there's two kinds of people in this world. People that
Those that
pee
lie
in the
about it?
pool and liars. Because everybody pees in the pool. Somebody put this stuff in the pool that's supposed to turn yellow when you pee in the pool. I don't. It is?
Turns red.
Turns red? So you're standing there and the water just gets red around you?
Looks like
Awesome.
a shark attack right there where you're
Oh,
at.
great.
Yeah, then the alligators go, then the sharks come, right? That's about half crazy anyway. All right. Well, we have any questions from y'all out there? None? Zip? None? What are you doing here? Did you move to the villages? Oh, you live in Aquawaha? All right. Well, we've got a friend in Aquawaha, don't we, Captain Kurt? Yeah, good friend in yeah. Kurt and I just encountered a new friend in Aquawaha. A long story about that. Goes back to what I did discover in the state of Florida. Don't we have any connections with Ron DeSantis? The state of Florida, you do not have to have insurance on motorcycles. To me, that's kind of nuts. When I first moved to Tennessee, though, you didn't have to have insurance.
It's
That was
stupid,
in,
but you do not have to
1800s.
have
What? Yeah, you have to have a helmet if you don't have insurance.
Yes.
Well, I guess that makes sense for you. Okay, if I don't have insurance, I wear a helmet. But what happens if you do $3,500 to some guy's wife's truck? There's my question. Wasn't even my truck. $3,500 damage to my
Then
wife's
it's a
truck.
lawsuit.
Yeah, that helmet didn't. That doesn't do any good. They should have, what is that called, comprehension or collision or something?
Yeah.
If you tear up somebody else's stuff, you should have some kind of insurance on that, I reckon. All right, moving along. I had many people inquire about Sawyer Brown is doing another documentary thing in Michigan, Nashville. But I talked to Colin yesterday, and they're gonna show the documentary, and then they're gonna play new music from their new album, which I'm not on, so I wasn't invited to the party. Not going to the party, which is I think coming up this week. Let's see, what else have I not covered? Meatloaf tribute. How many did Meatloaf have? A lot of hits.
Oh, a lot of
Eddie?
hits. 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
I know that
Heaven
one.
Can Wait. Paradise by the Dashboard Light.
Are you reading this stuff off the internet?
No, this is off memory. This is now we're talking rock and roll. We get into memory. I'll do anything for love.
Yeah?
I love the one that says
I never heard. Only 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
going blank.
It's the only song I heard. I want you. Give me
I
some of
want
that.
my money back.
Oh.
Yeah, that's a great one.
How about a little 2 out of 3 ain't bad for the folks with strong stomachs out here, Eddie? Let her rip.
Baby, it could last all night.
Isn't that awesome,
We
fellas?
need reverb for me.
Yeah, that's as
I'm on it.
close
Yeah,
to
okay.
that's as close to fingernails on a chalkboard as you're going to get right here this morning.
Heaven can wait.
Yeah.
No,
so
no.
that's the big question for Chef Chris. When Meatloaf comes, will they have meatloaf? No meatloaf. No meatloaf for meatloaf.
No loaf of meat for meatloaf.
Oh man.
I heard they like mushrooms.
Yeah. the
Bacon.
real-
I heard
Yeah,
he
a lot
really
of
likes
the
bacon.
good mushrooms for that one.
No, that'd be John Denver the next weekend. He'll want
Yeah,
he'll
John
want
Denver.
shroom. He'll want shrooms. Hey, what do you plan stuff for people? You just think, or because I don't give you any tips or nothing. I just say there's no restrictions. They don't have this, or that wide open. I mean, you're pretty free to do whatever you want. You just kind of try to think up stuff for people.
We haven't even talked about the chicken. Chicken's off the chart too.
Oh, the barbecue chicken.
Oh, look.
I don't know how he can cook all
Or-
that
yeah,
chicken.
you
and
know
it
what?
be
Here's
so
something.
moist.
I know.
You guys see the chicken that he makes?
Oh.
It's like that thick, the chicken breast. Those damn chicken aren't real, or they're on steroids or something. They got to be. Them must be that high. Well, foghorn leghorn. Yeah, you've killed foghorn leghorn. That chicken. I've never seen chicken breast that big, y'all.
So tender.
Yeah, it's so good, but it's that thick. So if that's that chicken, got to be that.
This section brought to you by Springer Mountain Chicken.
Yeah, it is brought to you by Springer.
Summertime. Yeah, the concerts are.
Yeah, brought to you by Springer Mountain Chicken. That's what. I wish you guys would get me some commercials because I'm real good at reading commercials. You know what I saw today? I saw a Toyota Tundra truck, and it passed me, a brand new one. And when Toyota first came out with it, I did a bunch of commercials. I had an agent in Nashville who her name was Jimmy Cannon. And I got called, so she was my agent. And I got called for all these different things. I did commercials and TV stuff, and I got called for the all-new Toyota Tundra commercial, which was hard to say if you try saying Toyota Tundra. And I'd never said it before, and the truck it was the year they came out. So I auditioned for it, and I got 2 callbacks. And so on my last callback, I thought, man, I've got this. I can't remember what it was, but it was, the all-new Toyota Tundra truck. I had to speak in my radio voice. And but I lost it to a guy that had different color skin than me. A national commercial, though. So every time I see one of those, I said, almost had it. But anyway. So the Toyota, what kind of truck you drive, Eddie? You don't?
Honda. That's a great one. That's a Honda is probably the most reliable truck on
It's
the
not a
market.
truck.
I'll do
It's not
Honda
a
commercial.
truck. How can
Well,
you?
it depends
It's
if
not
you're
a
doing
truck.
if you want a heavy duty truck. When comfort and longevity, kind of like the motorcycle.
Yeah, well, you don't have a motorcycle.
Yeah.
You have a wheelchair with
Comfort
motor.
and longevity. That's
No,
what I go
That
for.
damn thing's a wheelchair.
music.
Eddie, it's a wheelchair. As a matter of fact, I think when I saw Eddie pull into the parking lot with this thing, looks like a damn George Jetson vehicle. It's got lights on it and all this stuff. We're all riding Harleys, and here comes Eddie. Does it come with tennis balls on the front down there at the bottom?
It's comfort. Comfort and tunes, that's all.
Oh, dear Lord.
Yeah.
Well, we got, see, how many guys in the band? Keith, myself, me,
Dave.
and Dave are all Harley riders and been Harley riders. I bought my first Harley Davidson in 1975, and I've had a Harley or two, sometimes three, ever since then. Been riding ever since then, and proud to say that I've had insurance on every one of them for as long as they would take it. I had it, but I'd never. Is that what you always had, Eddie? Did you ever have a man's bike? I mean, you know, with two wheels that you.
No. I had a Kawasaki.
Did that have three wheels?
No.
Oh,
two
so
wheels.
you did have a, but yeah.
Yeah. No. Didn't. Nope.
It's
I'm
here's
buying a smaller one, but I actually I keep going back to the comfort.
well, so you know, in our world, what they say is, I mean, I'm not degrading those things or nothing. I'm just saying that riding a Honda or one of those Jap bikes or something like that, if you're to compare it to something, it's kind of like making out with your cousin, Eddie. You know, because really, listen now, it is because it feels pretty good, but you just don't want anybody to see you doing it, right?
So, Bobby, how do you know how it feels like to make out with your cousin?
Is what?
Yeah.
How do you know what it feels like to make out with your cousin?
Well,
Asking for a friend.
I'm just asking for a friend. I
So
mean,
while we're talking motorcycles, we might as well, what's one of the worst spills that you've ever taken? That's a different kind of question. I know you had to have a couple.
No, I've taken a couple spills, but the best. I hit a deer wide open in Snake River Canyon about 4 years ago on a motorcycle, and it was just like, deer, bang. And I didn't go down. I went off in the sand and flopped around and somehow got back up on the road. I don't like to talk about wrecks or motorcycles because I'm going on a motorcycle trip, so we don't.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to do that. I say, man, we're going to take the whole month and go on a motorcycle trip. We're going to Colorado, and everybody wants to get up and say, oh, yeah, my cousin came off the motorcycle one time, and his head went right on the guardrail, chopped it right off. His head was rolling down the road like a damn cabbage, and it was and I'm going, hey, shut up! I don't want to hear
It's
about
like when
no
you go
damn
flying.
cabbage head, okay?
Yeah, I never thought about that.
I'm
You
getting
go
on a plane. Oh,
you're going
really?
on the
Remember that
trip.
one when
Yeah.
it crashed?
I'm going on a trip. I want to leave with good vibes. No cabbage head. Hey, we got to run, everybody. God bless y'all. God bless the USA. Thank you, everybody. See you next time.